TaxSlayer Pro's desktop program allows you to configure how tax returns will print in your tax office. The print options available will determine which printer will be used to print returns, which forms will be printed with the tax return, and what information will display on the printed returns. To get started, access your configuration menu and select Printer Copies Setup. First, choose Printer Setup, and then Default Tax Printer to make sure your printer is connected and selected for your tax program. Any printer that is currently on and connected to your computer will display here. You also have the choice of Microsoft Print to PDF, which will generate a PDF copy of the return rather than sending it to be physically printed. Select your printer and click OK when you're finished. Next, you can edit the general preferences for your printer by clicking Edit Printer Preferences. We suggest reviewing these 3 functions: use thumbnails when viewing PDFs, print from view results using Adobe, and view all print jobs. Using thumbnails will allow you to see the next page of the PDF, allowing you to quickly find the page you need. If you have access to Adobe, we suggest using Adobe to print your returns. This will open the returns as a PDF through Adobe before it sends to the printer. Selecting View All Print Jobs will make sure the program generates a PDF of the return before it sends it to physically print. Once you have reviewed those recommended options, select Exit. Click Exit once more to go back to the Printer Copies Setup menu. Next, you can edit the print options for both individual returns and business returns. Let's take a look at the individual return print options now. By default, your desktop program has 10 already created print sets for you to use. These print sets include the entire return, just the federal return, just the 1040, just the state return, and separate prints of the cover letter, client letter, invoice, and summary. You can easily modify these print sets if you choose, or make a completely new print set. If you're wanting to make a new print set, select one of the blank options below. The options on the right are general modifications to the print set. The File Copy Print option will print a Do Not Mail watermark down each of the forms printed. The Collate Print option will make sure the forms print in the order you see them. If you were to print 2 copies of the return, this feature will make sure the entire first copy of the return is printed before the second copy starts to print. If you opt not to use this feature, printing multiple copies will print the duplicate pages together rather than separate completed copies of the return. The Mask Print option allows you to print the tax return with the EINs and Social Security numbers masked. When you're ready, you can search for tax forms using the filter options. As you select federal forms or state forms, the list of available forms to print will automatically filter below. As you find the forms you wish to include in your print set, simply double-click in the Number of Copies column and update the number. When you've finished adding forms to your print set, double-click the name of the print set to give it a name. You'll need to make sure the name gives you an idea of which type of forms are included with this print set. When you're finished, click Enter on your keyboard to save. This will save your custom print set and load your print set menu back to the default print set options. You can see all your custom print sets again by clicking the drop-down arrow. The last section of the Print Setup menu we recommend reviewing is the Advanced Print Setup menu. This menu allows you to customize certain aspects of the printed return to better fit the needs of your office. Some of the options in this menu include automatically creating a 1040V on a balance due return, which allows you to have the payment vouchers generated for you, what preparer or ERO information will print on the return, such as whose signature will display and if the preparer's name will print on the 1040, third-party designee information, which allows you to determine if the third-party designee will default to the preparer on the return or a specific person of your choice, and the account information for bank product returns, which lets you decide if the printed return will include the routing and account number for the bank product or if it will include the taxpayer's personal routing and account number. Please review these options and set them however is most beneficial to your tax office. When you're done, simply click Exit to get back to your client list. With your printer set up and your print options configured, you're ready to print tax returns for your client.